Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Nitro Racing League here on the channel. Today we have race number 2 of the playoffs coming to you guys at Martinsville Speedway, where we come in well above the cutoff line, so we're in good shape with a decent run at Martinsville. We'll be in the next round for sure. There you see the playoff grid coming into this. We are 46 points above the cut line. Bryce is the only one locked in though on points, but we could change that today as we would be starting 4th here at Martinsville, but as of right now it's Jay and Smoke GT on the outside looking in now as we would get underway here for the second race of the playoffs in the Nitro Racing League. And these races do get streamed, by the way, on Saturday nights when we do them live, so you can watch them from other POVs if you do have interest. But either way, this is a 200 lap race. A bit of a rough start there with my former teammate of Andrew on my inside, but like I said, it's a 200 lap race. Stage 1, 50 laps. Stage 2, 50 laps. The final stage, 100 laps. There's Andrew had a bit of a moment on the exit of the corner, but basically stage 1 ends when we hit lap 51. Stage 2 ends when we hit lap 101, and the race ends when we hit lap 201. So keep that in mind. But we come through now on lap 6. We had worked our way up the inside of the 24 of Outbreak, and we would be able to make a pass on him for the second position. Obviously, the Martinsville, like I said, really my best track out of just any type of racing in general. So obviously, I look forward to coming to this track a lot. We come through now on lap 9, making a move up the inside of Christian in the 37 car. We would pass him and take the lead over here in this race as you actually get into the wall there on the exit of turns 4, but we were okay. We came through now on lap 17, still leading the way, but the handling in the car was starting to slip away. I knew what adjustments I needed to make throughout the race, but obviously didn't get a chance to make them. But then the caution had actually came out as we went down into turn 3, so we'd have to slow it down, come back to the pit lane for 2 cans of fuel and 4 tires so we could make some adjustments. I decided to not fully put in the adjustments, and I may have regretted that later, but we would actually lose the lead on the pit stop, restart in P2 alongside the 37 of Christian as we went down into turns 1. A very good launch though out of the restart zone, so we're going to be side by side on the outside with Christian down the back straightaway here, trying to get back out front now as we go down towards turn 3. Unfortunately, couldn't quite clear the 37 down the back straightaway into the corner, so now we are going to be in kind of a very unfortunate position where we need to get to that inside lane as quickly as possible here. As keep in mind, stage 1 ends once we hit lap 51, so closing in on the halfway point right now in this first stage. Christian, though, myself, side by side as we go down into turn 3. He would get clear, but then the 24 got to my inside. He gets past me. We actually got together, and then Christian gets sideways on the exit of turns 2. I take second place, but I send it way too deep into the corner, miss my braking zone, and that allows Christian to get back up my inside as we go down towards turns 1. Now, I was actually just about cleared him, but he was not willing to give up a battle, even though it was still really early. As we came through out of turns 2, into the wall I go, 100% on me, but thankfully, we would hold on to P3, and then at this point, I just had nothing. The car was slipping away from me. The handling was awful, so it was really down to the 24 of Outbreak and the 37 of Christian. As you could see me getting into the wall there, just trying to hold on to the car, as I had nothing left in this car to give at this point. So I was just really trying to hold on to a P3 finish here in the first stage as we let the 24 and the 37 go at it. We come through to lap 47, just a few laps to go at this point. You can see how sideways the car was through the center and the exit of the corner. It was terrible, but we come through to 2 laps to go on the stage. Some lap traffic actually in the way now. The 48's in the way on that bottom lane as we come through out of turns 2, slipping and sliding again as I'm just trying to hang on as we go down towards turns 3, approaching the final lap here in this first stage at Martinsville. Now as we exit turns 4, the 48 and the 19, they get together now as the 48 has kind of moved up the track as we start the final lap here in the first stage now as they see MJ right in front of us. But it's the 24 of Outbreak right now where the story is at. He is leading the way down into turns 3 on this final lap of stage 1. Outbreak, though, through turns 4 on the exit of the corner is going to come through to win stage 1, and it's going to be Christian in second as we pass MJ there. He was a lap down as we come through the cross line of P3 here in stage 1. So a decent effort here for us in the stage, but definitely not the best considering how I usually run at this track. I was actually really disappointed. So we made some more adjustments on the pit lane, and now I'm hoping that we can at least have a little bit more to offer here in the second stage. But into turns 1, we actually get punted from behind there by the 88 who got hit from behind himself, and that's why he hit me. So unfortunately, we hit the 24 there and moves him up the track as we go down into turn 3. He goes a little bit wide there. It looks like into the corner, and all of a sudden we're trying to take P2 back away, but I did not put the full adjustment that I was supposed to in the car for the second stage, just based off the feedback I was hearing from my other teammate and team owner of Matt in the 20. So I decided to not do it, and I would regret that once again. As we go up the inside now, Christian pouncing on a bit of an opportunity there as we go down into turns 3 on the inside of him. As we exit turn 4, we would take the position away from him, though, down the front straightaway as we go down towards turns 3 now on lap 64. Still leading over the 37 of Christian, but he was putting on the pressure at this point. The 9 of Andrew had actually moved in to the 3rd position. Keep in mind, like I said, stage 2 ends once we hit lap 101, so still quite a bit of time left to go, but we at least have the car that's capable of leading on the short run, but we don't have the long run speed, and that's exactly what I'm looking for to change going into the 3rd and final stage as we hit lap 69 now. Nice at this point. The 37 of Christian still right on me, and then we come through on lap 74. He pounces on the opportunity, gets up my inside. I didn't feel like fighting him very much because I knew the longer the run went, the more the car was slipping away. You see on the exit of turns too. Yeah, the car was just so bad on the exit of the corner, and that's exactly why I knew it just wasn't much of a point to fight Christian on the exit of turn 4. We get together there a little bit, and then we all get together. The 9 of Andrew makes a huge save just behind me as we go down into turns 1, but I just got a little bit loose myself, and Christian came together. I hit the wall, and then Christian hits the wall on the exit of turns 2 now, and all of a sudden we're back out in front here as we go down into turn 3. Like I said, I wasn't really wanting to be in a battle with him right now because I know I don't have the car capable to win the second stage at this point as we go down into turns 1, but he once again gets my back bumper, gives me a little bit of a bump there on the exit of turns 2, but no harm done as we went down the back straightaways to go down into turn 3. Net coding, always a big issue, I should mention, at a track like Martinsville, where you don't touch someone at all on your screen and then you completely destroy them nearly on their screen, so that's always an issue. But on lap 80, Christian finally gets to my inside, and he would take the position away, and the car was just getting worse and worse at this point, and I just continued to fall backwards. The 24 had run me down now on the exit of lap 92, on the exit of turn 4, sorry. I get so loose, allowing Outbreak to get back past me as we went down into turns 1 with less than 10 laps to go at this point here on the stage, and I just cannot hang on to the car. It's so bad. As we go down into turns 3, though, approaching the final lap of the second stage, to my surprise, I actually was able to stick with the 24 as I had learned a little bit of something, I should say, in the final few laps of the stage that I kind of was able to carry over into the 3rd and final stage, and I'm not going to say it because it certainly worked out now as we go down into turns 3 right behind that 24 now, as it's going to be Christian, though, winning stage 2 as we exit turn 4. It was P3 in stage 1, it's going to be P3 in stage 2 as well. So definitely still got our work cut out for us. I was not really happy at all with the car at this point, and I decided going into this 3rd and final stage we would fully put in the adjustments that I was supposed to after being told by Matt, the team owner, in the 20, of course. So we would get ready to go green for the 3rd and final stage from P3. Now, with these 2 solid stage runs so far, we should be already locked into the next round of the playoffs on points. But obviously, we could make it even easier if we go through to win this race now as we exit turns 2. And already up the inside of Christian there, down the back straightaway on this first and opening lap of the 3rd and final stage. As we went down into turn 3, the car got really loose on the entrance of the corner, but we were okay as we exit turn 4 side by side with the 37. He gets into the wall there, as I'm assuming on his screen I pushed him up a little bit. Then the 24 gives me the bumper going down into turns 1, at least on my end, and that pushes me a little wide, but we were actually able to hold on to the lead. And now we came through on lap 107, the 24, the 37 of Christian and Outbreak. They were battling it out side by side, and we were starting to pull away at this point. But we know we have had the short run speed to be the fastest car. I felt like we had the fastest short run car in stage 1, in stage 2, and then once we got out of that short run into the medium run, it just started to fall off and get worse and worse. But we come through now on lap 115, and we're actually starting to pull away even more of the 24, who was in 2nd place. So far, we've only had 1 incident in this race, which is a big surprise for the Nitro Racing League, but the last few races have actually been fairly clean now as we go down this backstretch. Now we came through a little bit later on lap 123. We had pulled away even more, and my confidence was definitely building and building as this final stage was going on, because we were just stretching out the gap all of a sudden. Like I said, towards the end of stage 2, I found something with a rhythm, and it seemed to pay off a lot as we come through on lap 128, just once again starting to pull away a little bit more as we were now getting close to lap traffic at this point here on lap 129 as we went down into the corner. But as the 24 is still running second with Christian and the 37 right around where the 24 was, I believe, at this point now, is obviously if we keep going green, we're actually going to have to think about green flag pit stops. We come to on lap 142. We had lapped our teammate of Matt, surprisingly in the 20, he was struggling really hard in this race there. You see Jay up ahead now. He's trying to hang on to a lead lap position, but we're just looking great right now. To my surprise, we go down into turns 1 at lap 146. Jay moves out of the way, being respectable. Now we came through on lap 156, and I decided we were going to come to the pit lane because everybody had come into the pit lane. I wanted to be the last one to pit because I knew we had the gap to do it, and I didn't want to risk going a lap down, and then a caution coming out and our whole race gets screwed over. But we would take 2 cans of fuel, 15-second pit stop after 4 tires as well. No adjustments necessary. And the 24 just behind us, he came in second into the pit lane, and he was running out of fuel coming into the pit lane. The car sputtered on him, and it made him speed into the pit lane and give him a penalty. So all of a sudden, he gets screwed over. We come through on lap 162, putting Combat, who is in 3rd place, I should mention, a lap down as we went down into turns 3. There's only 2 cars on the lead lap at this point, myself and the 37 of Christian. We come through out of turns 4. Combat, obviously, he doesn't want to be a lap down here running P3. He goes down into turns 1, sends it here like a Daniel Ricciardo-esque move as we make a little bit of contact on the exit of turns 2. But now on the exit of the corner, he nearly clips the wall, but he keeps it clean there as we go down into turns 3, hoping that maybe I can pass him on the exit of turns 4, especially when that happens right there. He goes way wide, and we pounce on the opportunity, put him a lap down again, and now there's only 2 cars on the lead lap at this point as we are hitting now just 25 laps to go in this race here in Martinsville. Christian about a straightaway behind me in 2nd place, so we had a buffer, and I was really just hoping it would stay green at this point. That was my only hope. We come through on lap 183, now putting Jay another lap down as we went down into turns 1. He was running P6. He's in the battle for the last playoff position right now with MJ, who actually left the race, I should mention, so this was a big opportunity for Jay. We come through now to 10 laps to go, still green, and we have once again increased the lead a little bit more over 2nd place of Christian in the 37. The 24 should have been probably 2nd, but obviously he got completely messed over by the game. Now as we go down into turns 3 and turns 4, and Snakebite you saw there made a pit stop. We come through to 5 laps to go, approaching 5 laps to go, I should say. Now hitting 4 to go, just like I said, hoping it would stay green at this point. And now we come to just 2 laps to go here at the Paperclip in Martinsville. We haven't won since Michigan in the regular season, which was, I believe, our 5th win, I should mention, of the season. This would indeed be our 6th win of the season. I just checked there. I had to pause the commentary and actually go look. So this would be our 6th win of the season if we just get to the white flag like that right there. And now we just got to bring the car home here on lap 200. Christian over now straight away behind me in 2nd place. As like I said, only 2 cars on the lead lap as we come towards this final few corners here. A dominant performance in the 3rd and final stage when I finally got a rhythm going, got the car like I wanted to. And out of turns 4, we're going to get win number 6 on the season and win number 1 on the playoffs. The most wins I've ever had in a season in the Nitro Racing League so far. I think my previous record was like 4 from like last season or something like that. But either way, back in victory lane here after Michigan was the last time we won on a fuel type deal when the 18 ran out of fuel, and then Combat ran out of fuel as well coming to the line, and we were able to get the best of them. Now as we get ready to do our burnout, actually in the throwback colors, I didn't even mention, we ran the throwback paint scheme in this race as I kept forgetting to run it after Darlington, and finally here we are running the throwback in the Paperclip, and apparently, I mean, we're 1 for 1 with the throwback scheme, I think, or no, we're like 2 for 2 because we ran it up Pocono as well, and we won that race. So doing pretty good with throwback car, but great race for us here in the 3rd and final stage. Obviously, we're locked in to the next round of the playoffs, as well as some other drivers locked themselves in on points. There you see the playoff grid on your screen. We are now the points leader after that great performance in Martinsville, but right there is where you want to look at the bottom between Jay and MJ. Jay is 3 points to the good over MJ. Smoke is 26 out, so he will have to win. But I should mention, the final race of this first round of the playoffs is the Charlotte Roval. I think it's going to come down right here between Jay, Snakebite, and MJ. We're going to see how it goes between them 3 next week at the Charlotte Roval. So thank you for watching, everybody, and have yourselves a great day.